Welcome back to another Color Me Purple episode. We're reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 6, Episode 8, Selec-Tiff Memory. Y'all already know this episode is about to be Tiffany heavy following her escapades during the last episode. But let's go ahead and get straight into it. Child, they done started the episode with the recap of Tiffany talking about she is supporting Black women as the reason as to why she was running behind Kiki to support her with that text about Tisha. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think the text deserved that much weight. But as far as Kiki is concerned, bitch, I know you because you liked one of my fucking messages. Y'all know that's crazy, okay? But anyway, y'all already know somewhere in this episode, Martel must finna be run up on Tiffany about what she had to say to Sheree, baby. But we need to see what that's going to look like, okay? So they start the episode following Melody. And I got to give her kudos, honey, because Melody is obviously showing her hustler mentality because she is coming through heavy with her different businesses and different avenues of revenue that she's producing. Obviously, she's got some courses that she's making available to those who are interested in real estate. And I love that she kind of came up with that because as a mom, a late wife, and everything else that she's trying to do as far as music, it's important to come up with those sort of passive revenue generating things. Her coming out to the property and having you walk around with one of her partners, baby, that's passive income to me, okay? We love to see those who are a part of our community sharing the education that they have acquired that's allowing them to generate wealth for their families and likely generations to come. You know, as she gives us some background on what property preservation is and the idea of maintaining foreclosed properties for banks. That sound good as fuck, y'all. That sound like there's some paper in that. I'm curious as to what type of licensure, baby, do I need to jump into that? Because if you think about it, okay, there's a foreclosed property. We need you to come through here and clean it up and all that other good shit. And of course, there's likely some good pay in that as well. But anyway, let's not stay on the real estate too long. Let's move on through the episode. So Kimmy pulls up on Melody at that location, and prayers out to Kimmy as she battles through her cancer scare and journey. I hope that it is short-lived and that she comes out well on the other side. But they start to talk about this damn tea party, child, and they mention Betty Steele. None of us were ready for Betty Steele, honey. Ain't no way Melody came ready for that. So Kimmy gives Melody a rundown about what was going on at Martel's party. She does not mention that Sheree was there. And y'all comment down below if you would want your girlfriend to tell you that your baby daddy had his lady there. You know, I'm not the one for the drama, so I respect her in leaving that part out because, you know, it would bring up feelings for Melody that maybe she don't want to deal with at the moment. But honestly, I really don't think that Melody is worried about Martel, baby. How she's been acting, that's a dead and gone situation, boo. It's looking like at the moment, Kimmy don't even know about this conversation that Tiffany was having with Sheree at this damn party. So y'all, the episode cuts to Tiffany arriving at the Lux Brew Cafe. And she starts to share that she has no clue about what was going on between her and Kiki. And she don't understand why Stormy had to jump in. And it felt like Stormy was supporting Kiki. Child, Stormy shows up to the restaurant, and I guess this is Tiffany wanting to check Stormy about her performance. But she proceeds to let Stormy know that she's pregnant and she just got no time for the bullshit. Y'all, let's keep it a buck. That's pretty much all that Tiffany done had time for as of late. Y'all, Stormy proceeds to tell Tiffany that she don't feel like her situation with Kiki is going to be resolved until they have everything on the table. But then she tells her that she did some one-on-one time with Kiki and it's like, you know, she had some good energy, so I don't think you should write her off too soon. Tiffany then starts to run it down to Stormy about her conversation with Sheree, child, and she big and bold about it, boo. Talking about I was letting her know that I don't feel like you spent enough time with Melody. Baby, it was just not your place. And I know I done said that 100 times, but I'm going to have to keep saying it. So Tiffany proceeds to comment that she thinks that that is what is best for the kids. And Stormy, who might have a little common sense on her, baby, Stormy's like, girl, I wouldn't even let that worry me. Just like the rest of us, Tiffany. Now, Tiffany does ask a genuine question. So if you go through a divorce, when you want to meet the woman that's going to be around your children, well, honey, yes, if that was my situation, I might be relatively able to make that decision. But boo, the problem here And I don't know, somebody gonna have to let her know. The problem here is that this is not your business. Child, Tiffany done asked Stormy, so do you think Sheree is the one? Honey, Stormy don't know. Honey, you don't know. Honey, we don't know. And rightfully so, honey. About damn time. Stormy's like, hey, have you talked to Mel about Sheree? Y'all, I done lost my mind when I heard Tiffany say, no, Mel ain't really talked to me about Sheree. I done jumped out my fucking skin because I'm with Stormy. Like, bitch, so why is you speaking up for Mel? Why is you speaking to Sheree about Mel if Mel ain't ever give you any type of inclination that she needs you to handle some business for her, baby? Y'all, let us be thankful that we're not on reality TV. Now, as Stormy digs deeper into the ideal of you don't know, I don't know, we don't know, Tiffany responds and says, well, I'm grilling Sheree because she's new to the group. Boo, what's making Sheree part of this group because she dated Martel? So Stormy further drills in and tell her, honey, that's inappropriate conversation with somebody that you don't know. And Tiffany's like, well, I don't think so. I don't think so. Y'all comment below if y'all don't feel like this conversation was inappropriate. And if I get enough likes, I might have a bandwagon with y'all just to keep up with the YouTube platform. Now, y'all know I'm playing. But anyway. So anyway, Stormy continues by telling Tiffany about her relationship with Mel. And y'all, I feel for Stormy in this situation because I kind of get the sense from the past seasons that Mel ain't the best with her friends. She does prefer certain people to be out of her business because as soon as Stormy jumped on the show, honey, that disqualified you for her friendship. And I feel like we all peep game because she did the other young lady like that. You can tell that Stormy doesn't feel heard in her relationship issues with Mel at the moment because in her reflection about the tea party, she's like, at least her mama felt like she was able to get everything off her chest. So I take that as her feeling like she has not been able to do so. They end their scene at the Lux Brew with Tiffany sharing that she's got her baby shower coming up on the following Saturday. Y'all, I look forward to a bunch of drama, okay? Because she did invite, of course, Mel and Stormy. But who else is going to be there? And baby, how soon following the confrontation that's going to need to happen about your conversation with Sheree? So they cut to Tisha and Kiki riding in a car together on a way to a university basketball game. So they start discussing about the text message and the fact that Tisha is the one that sent the text message to the girls. And she claims that she was sending it as, backup for Kiki. Like, this is why Kiki is mad. She feel like she know Tiffany because Tiffany didn't like one of her messages or whatever. So Tisha goes into detailing her issue with Tiffany, talking about her relationship with Marsau. She said in the previous episode that she didn't appreciate the comments that Tiffany made, but honey, you had opportunity to address it. Granted, they were at an event, so she ain't said nothing, but I'm interested to see if she's going to confront her later on, because you talking about it, you upset about it, baby, but is you going to be about it? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying be about it, be ghetto, be rough around the edges, tear a bitch up, tear her wig off. I'm just saying, are you going to have a conversation with her at some point and say, I'm a young lady or pregnant mama, I just didn't appreciate that. She is pregnant, so of course there's a way you handle that kind of business. But, just generally letting her know that she didn't appreciate her making these comments about her relationship. Y'all don't count on 1 or 2 or 3 people coming for Tiffany at this point. Somebody gonna have to get in line anyway. Now, y'all, the ladies been looking spicy the past few seasons, baby. But these few cuts that they done gave of Tisha and Kiki, boo, they got them on 10 right now. They coming through with the looks, boo. So, y'all, this is the 3rd or 4th time that I've heard this group refer to the idea that Tiffany has had an outsider relationship in her marriage. Granted, I did hear before that it was in her previous marriage, but the way that Tisha is talking about it right now, boo, it sounds like there's something that's been going down recently. Tisha says she has all the tea on that, baby, and she says she's been playing nice, and we're about to see a different side of her. I do think that all pregnant women are beautiful. It's such a great and amazing thing to be able to bring life into this world. And we've got to give Tiffany her credit. She is gorgeous in this pregnancy, y'all. And I'm sure you guys are as well. Y'all, Tiffany shared that they were expecting a 12-month period of trying to get pregnant. But it ended up that her husband went ahead and knocked it out in in 7 days. Baby, as you remember in previous episodes, she ain't giving that man none on the regular. So, honey, with your IUD out, it was just a surefire shot at this point, honey. Baby, as soon as he get in there, he's firing off and them babies is flying. I support all women and mothers who, of course, want to stay ambitious during their pregnancies and imagine a life where they can just conquer it all, even with the child, because you truly can. I just know that there's a period of time that you got to take, baby, to slow it down, get your stuff riled up, and get caught up on mothering, especially when it's your first child. But Tiffany, y'all, says she's going to be breastfeeding this baby in the meetings, in her office. She's obviously running the show if that's the case. But I doubt that. You know, you don't want to have your baby amongst a room full of people where it's definitely germ-packed. So we transition scenes to Kimmy and Maurice, who are in their kitchen, and Kimmy's doing her thing, throwing down for the men of her household, and Maurice is looking clean and fine in his suit. Y'all, this might be a little strange, but if you only had the men of Huntsville to choose from, y'all, who are you going for? Who are y'all running for in this race? So Kimmy's stepson, Monster, comes into the kitchen, and of course the conversation of the chores ensues. Monster seems like he's an okay kid, but they obviously have him in a boot camp for a reason. So he must not be keeping up with sort of the regular tasks that you would ask of a child of his age. You know, he looks like he's a teenager, about 14, 15. So, you know, get up and clean your room, maybe help with the grass, take out the trash. But I think we all know that that is a journey. It takes time to get a child to sort of learn those ways. You know, they are truly new to this earth when you really think about it, y'all. I'm hoping the few minutes that we do get to see of Kimmy and Monster in their relationship isn't a complete reflection of what is true, because I think that she might need to ease up with him and maybe focus on forming a relationship before she looks for a return. I think she talks to him like she could be one of them damn drill sergeants at the damn boot camp. But anyway, so he's got a list of 20 items to focus on that him and his dad has worked on. And Kimmy's upset, like I would be, if chores or any household items were not on that list. If you're going to be in this house, honey, you're going to need to contribute. I think it is difficult for a woman to be in a household full of men, and maybe women too, but eventually your young ladies learn to catch up too. But guys are a little more difficult. So you need to teach them early that you need to pick up behind yourselves. And child boys, we know, even as they age and they get older, they still fuck up on the regular. So I'm glad that Kimmy redirected her frustration to Maurice, because baby, if you sat down and made this list with the child, how the hell you don't know that these things need to be included? Because I'm sure she's complained to him 100 times over that these things need to be prioritized. And baby, Maurice is just simply disconnected from trying to understand where she's coming from in this simple ass situation, boo. But I get it, because sometimes things can be like that for men. If you feel me, hit my like button below. It's strange that he was okay in agreeing with her that he does simply just focus on his priorities and disregards hers. And I guess he said that I don't disregard yours, I just focus on mine. But baby, it's the same damn thing. For me, this is surprising behavior from Maurice so many seasons in at this point. So they switch over and take us to the Black Cigar Lounge, where we meet Marsau and Martel chatting over some study material. Not too long after though, boo, Tiffany done pulled up, which was surprising to me because her husband was not in tow. But Martel said that he wanted to meet up with her about some Selma march that they are working together on. Child, to me, it sounded like Marsau was making a sneak attack on Tiffany to get her to this restaurant so we can chat about you and my girl. Being the southern gentleman that Martel is, child, he stands and he hugs her as she comes in. He pulls her seat. And yes, I would expect that from a man. Ladies and gentlemen, be aware that even if you're frustrated, that does not negate the care that you should be providing to a woman or a gentleman and who's around you, who cares about you, or who you care about, who's in your friend circle, right? But anyway, Y'all, it's so funny watching how Martel is trying to walk on eggshells to slowly introduce his conversation, sort of asking, what did y'all think about the upscale event? And I heard that it really ain't pop off until after the event. And of course, he's referring to his conversation with Sheree, where he heard of this crazy shit that Tiffany was addressing this girl. So Martel asked Tiffany, why did you grill her like that? And Tiffany's like, do you know how I got grilled when I came into this group? Again, Tiffany, I just need to know, who told you that Sheree was coming into this group? Sheree, if you out there, baby, let us know if you transferred to Huntsville, because we had no clue. And we just ain't think that it was your scene. Y'all have to watch Tiffany stand by the fact that she's like, yeah, I started asking her, how does it feel to come into the group? And how does it feel dating a cheater? Child with a straight face on. And both of the guys looking at each other like, damn. So apparently Tiffany and Martel agree that they both have cheated, but they don't want to be called cheaters, child. It's crazy, the astonishment on Marsau's face, honey, because when we first heard and seen that conversation, but we was all surprised, just like he is. Child, and Tiffany says she was so annoyed that Martel decided to bring this conversation up at a meeting. Yes, I guess she felt like she was going to be caught off guard. But what you thought? You ain't think she was going to go home and tell her man what the hell went down? I still don't think that she felt like she was going to be confronted, y'all. Where is the sense in that? Tiffany is making it seem like these guys came to jump her, y'all. Okay? Crazy. Super crazy. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments. You know, maybe it was not the time for them to address it at the moment, but Martel should have known that there was no way he was going to be able to see the woman without addressing it. So maybe have that conversation before your scheduled business meeting. So I feel where she's coming from, but baby, you know these guys was not trying to take your head off. Why I take that back? Because I don't know. They do go pretty deep on her ass, talking about, well, as an educated woman, it just doesn't sound like these questions would come from somebody that has any sense. Yo, Marsau asked her, so what were you going to do with this information? And I think we all looking around just like Martel, looking like, damn, that's what we want to know. And Tiffany's like, well, I'm just asking for me. I want Mel and Sheree to have a good relationship. Oh my goodness. She continues by saying that she hopes that they can start having community together, that Mel and Sheree can start to come together. And these guys are looking at each other, sort of scratching their heads mentally. And Martel is like, I don't even have a relationship with Mel at the moment. Why would we be pursuing one with her and Sheree? Yo, Marsau went ahead and asked her, do you really think like this? I cannot believe a human being thinks this way. And Martel agrees. Y'all, Tiffany, man, is probably going to be so upset when he hear about this conversation. Tiffany claims that she is an advocate for blended families, and that's why she's going so hard about this man's business, y'all. Marsau said that he knows that Sheree took it easy on her because he feels like any woman would have gotten physical after such a conversation. Let me know in the comments if you agree. Marsau damn near jumped out of his body when Martel said that Tiffany asked Sheree if it was because she had good pussy that she thought that he was not going anywhere. Maurice asked this lady, what the fuck is wrong with you? Ooh. And told her she might need to get tested to see if she's a fucking Karen, y'all. Shots fired. And Tiffany crazy ass and asked the man, are you calling me a Karen because I'm half white? This woman still don't understand that she was on cuckoo time with Sheree, y'all. Marsau then has an epiphany talking about, oh, I can't talk to nobody wife like this. Honey, what was said is said and what was done is done. Okay. Martel picked his things up and packed up and said he had to go, honey, because he obviously was getting hot and heated at this point. Child, we already know Tiffany is about to go run to Lewis as they show in the next clips for the next episode. And he is about to try to turn up on these gentlemen for approaching his wife without him, okay? Stay tuned for another Color Me Purple for episode 9, y'all.